Alright, welcome back everybody. Next I want to make this form work here, this new task. We've already got some JavaScript assigned to this form. Let's go ahead and make it actually create a record. See, much of what we need to do is already done here, but we need to actually do some work in our AJAX file here. We need to create a new mode for a new task. So let's go ahead and come up here above tally, add a case. Let's call this new and add the break. Alright, so what we're going to do, since our data is already in an array, we're going to go ahead and create a new item in that array. And from now on, if we look at our data here, we're using numbers here for our ID. I'm actually going to use the timestamp. It's not only a nice, unique ID, but it's a way to sort by date pretty easily. So let's go ahead and in our log file here, we need to assign these new values. So let's first get the timestamp and store that so that it's that specific moment because we need to use that over and over and over, and we don't want to keep running the time function. We'll want to go ahead and save that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and use this. Now we're going to do data, and then for the key, we'll just make it time. And then the second key. So this is going to be a little redundant until I think of a different way to do it. We're just going to keep it like this. But now we're going to do data name. Sorry, put the time in there first. And this is going to equal get name, which we're sending from that form. Data time date start equals time, and then for the date end, let's just go ahead and copy that, change this to end, and remove time and just put in an empty string here. And then we need the last one, which is going to be status. Let's go ahead and just paste again. Change this to status, and we'll make that equal to 1. All right, so now we've got all this information saved in the array. The next thing we need to do is update that file to include this. So what I want to do is I want to work on a new function here in our functions file. And we're going to simply call this save. So function save. So we're going to send it the data, that whole array, and then we're going to need to convert that back to JSON. So we'll call this JSON equals JSON encode data. So we'll convert that array back into the JSON format. Then we need to open the file. We'll just say file equals fopen data.json. The mode is for writing. And then we need to write the file. So write the file, and what we're going to write to it is going to be the JSON. Simple as that. So again, this will take the data array, convert it into JSON, open the JSON file, write the new content. So it's going to overwrite everything with the new data. So hop back over here to the log PHP. Now we have that function available. And we'll just go ahead and do save data. Save that, and let's test it out. So, one last thing we need to do. So that'll save the data. Now, last thing we need to do is go over here to our JavaScript, and we need to put in the correct mode. Here on line 14, mode equals new. Save that. And let's go ahead and refresh because we've added some things to this page. And let's put a new task in. And actually, let's open up the console here so we can see what happens. See if we get any errors. Okay, hit enter. So it ran it. But the thing is we don't have any AJAX to refresh this table. So the only thing we can do to see if the data is there is refresh. And it's there, but we missed the name. So we got the date, and we got the time, but not the name of the task. So let's take a look at our data. Okay, name came in as null. Oh, we're using inconsistent naming here. We called this task. So let's go ahead and, to keep things consistent, over here in our HTML in index.php, change this to name. And even though we're not using the ID right now, go ahead and change that to name also. Save that, refresh, enter the new task, refresh. There it is. Okay, so we're getting the data in, and that's good. But now we need to work on making this thing refresh on its own.